Pythagoras, 570 to 495 BC, Greek philosopher and the first pure mathematician, famous for formulating the Pythagorean theorem. He was born in the island of Samos and is vegetarian. He thinks that eating meat is sinful. His first teacher was Pharisees, then worked with Anaximander and Thales of Miletus. When he came to the island of Lesbos at the age of 18. In order to obtain knowledge, Pythagoras traveled throughout Egypt, Babylon, India, and various other visits.
Pythagoras settled in Crotona, Greek at 530 BC, where he discovered a philosophical movement known as Pythagoreanism. People would become his followers, known as Pythagoreans. He believed that the number was the essence of everything. Associated with virtue, colors, everything physical could be comprehended using mathematics. He also stated that immortality of human souls, which by transmigration transfer into another body after death. This concept is still practical in religions such as Hinduism.
Pythagorean theorem states that the square area of the right triangle's hypotenuse longest sides equals the sum of the total square area of the remaining sides. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. It was the first brought up in the writing of Cicero and Plutarch 5 centuries after Pythagoras' death.
One day, when he passed by a blacksmith at work, a loud sound emitted from the hammer hitting on the anvil attracted him. He soon discovered that musical notes could be translated into mathematical equations since different hammers created different noise. This is a right triangle. There are 3 different sides: A, B, and C, which is the hypotenuse. To figure out its formula, we replicate the right triangle so that it forms a square like so. The center is b minus a. One of the ways is c squared. Now, to figure out another way to explain the square's area, we rearrange the shape like so, which forms q squared, as you can see. Now, for the square on the right, its side length is b. B minus a plus a is b. For the square on the left side, the side length is a. B minus this other length, b minus a, which forms a, since the b's get cancelled. So as you can see, the left square is a squared, and the right square is b squared. And so a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 4 of the same right triangles are used to form the borders of this square. The area of the square in the inside is c squared. Now, if we were to rearrange it like so, the area here would still be c squared. But now you can see that b squares on this side and a square is on the other side. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
So this is a right triangle, A, B, and C. And this is A squared, B squared, and C squared. So using the elaborate rearrangement, it can prove the Pythagorean theorem by moving some pieces like this. So it forms c squared.
This is a simulation model of a real-life scenario where the Pythagorean theorem will be applicable to solve the situation. Here the building is caught on fire. The victim is stuck on a roof where she is unable to escape. A firefighter comes immediately after the emergency, attempting to extend the ladder from the fire truck to a designated length that the woman is able to safely climb on. The fire truck exactly contacts the fence. Both the truck and the fence is 2 meters high. The distance of the fence to the building is 5 meters, and we already know that the building is 14 meters high. We can come to a solution that the distance of the ladder to the top of the building will be 12 meters high from the truck's surface, since the height of the building will get deducted from the fence height. Now using the Pythagorean, first 12 square gets added to 5 square, which equals 169. The square root of 169 is 13, which is the ladder length. So now we know that the ladder needs to be at least 13 centimeters so the woman can safely reach the ladder and escape from the building.
So this is a soccer field with a width of 60 meters and the length of 80 meters. So let's pretend that you are a soccer player and the time was running out and you need to get to the other end of the soccer field to have a corner kick to score the goal. So using the Pythagorean theorem, we need to find a fastest way to get to the opposite side of the court. So we know that walking from the side is around 140 meters. But we decided that we could find a faster way because we know the side length of the court. We can use the Pythagorean theorem by finding the diagonal length. So A is also known as the width and B is also known as the length. So A squared plus B squared is C squared. So 60 squared plus 80 squared is C squared. So 3,600 plus 6,400 equals 10,000. And the square root of that, it's 100. So knowing the diagonal length is 100 meters. So it's 100 meters.